Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Fandom Fights. Nick, we are in the summer series tournament. These are the matches in the summer that are in a series of events that one could call a tournament.
But Tim, it's April.
No, I have a baby. Thoughts on this match? We got Albert going up against Jake, going up against Dylan.
Yeah, great stuff. Albert having a great year so far. Definitely looking like the Albert of old around this time last year when Albert was playing. But Jake is not looking like the Jake of old. Jake was in a contender match. He had some upsets over some very good players. And Dylan, this time last year, was not playing. So certainly a bit unproven there. Anything can happen in these triple threat matches. I'm very excited for them, and I don't think there's a clear winner coming out of this one.
Yeah, this is only the second one of these, Nick.
Yes.
Okay. Only the second.
And it's summer.
Yes. And remember when I said I wasn't going to let my hair get poofy again?
What are you doing?
My baby and my wife just called me a fucking liar. Let's get into the match. We're going to start with the promos.
Well, you know what? We're here, Summer Series tournament, here with Dylan. You know, it feels weird. I've never managed anybody in anything before. And, you know, the other guy they have here, like, you know, I think he's taking notes from like Phil Jackson or something. But you know what? When Dylan and I are in a match together, whether it be hosting or anything, chaos happens to ensue.
Mm-hmm.
And that can only
Bring the
be
anarchy.
Good. That can only be good for you, I would assume. You got anything else before we get into this?
No, I mean, I'm fucked, but that's okay. It should be a fun match. I've never played a triple threat before. So let's do it.
Like the confidence. Take a swig of that. But yeah, again, coming in here, it's weird. I was just here. I already made the Phil Jackson comment. I don't need to do that again. But, you know, Jake, you were almost like in a number one contenders match, you know, already this year. And, you know, you already got another one of those in your back pocket to maybe help some, you know, guy like who's maybe not that great, you know, get into something. But hey, even with that guy who's not that great, you got a knockout too. So, you know, but I think you got a good shot against Albert. You're proving you're a different player.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see how this goes. I've not played a triple threat like this in Fan before. It's going to be an interesting format to see how this goes. Just aim for second place, and we'll see how this is. I'm gonna have fun with this. This is great. Let's do this, baby.
Go.
Hey, buddy, we're here. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. We're not taking these guys lightly. Dylan's sneaky good at this, and Jake's played in a number one contenders match this year already. And he's got another one in his back pocket. They're good. I think you're better, though. I think we can do this. I think we're going to do fine. How you feeling about this, bud?
Yeah, feel good. Ready for this. Nothing against Dylan. Never played him before. Last time I was on a match with Jake, it was I believe last one standing. He outlasted me, so that I have a vendetta with that. So let's see if I can get myself into form by winning this match. Let's do it.
Sounds great. Light the fuse. We got this.
Nick, I once got really, really drunk at a bar in Nashville, Tennessee called Fuse. One could say that I lit the fuse.
Round number one is going to work like this. There's going to be 10 questions in the realm of Fandom Fights. Let's play to the question now. 15 seconds to write down the answer. At the end of 15 seconds, we'll say pens down, at which point players will reveal their answer and say it aloud. Each correct answer is worth 1 point apiece to any individual player. Get all 10 questions correct in round number one. They would receive a bonus question. Each player will have 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number one?
10 comedy points, Tim.
Hey, cut 1 second. I didn't realize this, but my computer is about to die. So
Great. Love it.
All right, Nick, what's the first question?
Your first question comes in the category of Law and Order. Your question is, who directed Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Do you feel like you could live on 1%?
No, in fact, the first one we did, the first match we did today, I have 2 computers. I have one for the recording and one for the questions. They both were on, like, death's door. Ooh. And I only had the one charger. So I was like, so I had to run and get the other one.
5.
Had it
4,
delivered to me.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert.
I said James McTeague.
Let's go to Jake.
John McTiernan.
And Dylan.
John McTiernan.
John McTiernan is correct. Your next question is going to come in the category of Worlds of DC. And your question is, which Worlds of DC film features the main hero slowly losing their powers thanks to a powerful artifact created by a god? Small G.
Son.
Yeah. Are you excited for the next thing of that?
Yeah.
I am. I'm very excited.
More so than like other projects released by that studio in the near future, but like still a little
Pens down. Okay, well, Book Club 1 was really good, so I think the second one's going to be great. Let's go to Jake.
Wonder Woman 1984.
And Dylan.
Wonder Woman 1984.
And Albert.
Wonder Woman 1984.
That is correct. Clean sweep. What's next, Nick?
Your next question comes in the category of Middle Earth. In an unexpected journey, who believes that Radagast's judgment is bad due to his overconsumption of mushrooms?
Actually, love mushrooms.
I just noticed something. How do you write the number 9? Okay, cool. Because multiple people wrote it the way the computer types it,
Does the computer type it differently?
Like with it looks like a little lowercase g almost.
3. Oh yeah, 2. 1. Pens down. Let's go to Dylan.
I guess Saruman.
Let's go to Albert
Saruman.
and Jake.
That's a Gandalf.
Saruman is correct. So Albert and Jake tied at 2. Dylan at 3. What a world we live in. I love it. Your next question is in the category of DreamWorks animation. In Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, what kind of animal is Puss in Kitty's travel companion? Oh, I guess I'm sorry. I should have said in Nick's favorite film of all time, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
It's good, right? And
You watched it again?
No, but like we watched it the first time, and it was.
Oh, I didn't realize she watched it with you the first time. Oh, okay, fair.
Or, no, I did watch it again with her.
I mean, I've seen it like 4 times, so 5,
That's fair.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Dylan or Albert.
Dog.
Let's go to Jake
Dog.
and Dylan.
I said a wolf.
Dog is correct. So we are all tied up across the board. No perfect rounds today. Nick, what's next?
Your next question comes in the category of DC. What is the name of the gang that Penguin controls in Batman Returns?
You tested me on these questions, and you asked me this question, and I said, no. I didn't know the answer to this when I was deep in fandom studying. This movie turns on my TV, and I think like it literally goes into my eyeballs and just like then evaporates. Like I don't contain anything from these movies. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Batman's
1.
in them.
Pens down. See, I didn't even know that. Let's go to Jake.
I said the Circus Freaks.
Ooh, Dylan
I didn't have anything.
and Albert.
The Red Triangle Gang.
Red Triangle Gang is correct. So Albert will take a 1-point lead. As we get into your next question, it's going to come from the category of the MCU. Which MCU film features actor O.T. Nick? Help.
O.T. Fagbenle is how I would
Thank
assume that's pronounced.
I remember. Yeah, no, I did not know that.
Wait, is that the whole question?
Yeah, that's the question.
Good to know.
Oh, okay.
I did know this one when you asked me.
You did. That's correct.
It's the only one I got right in the whole round.
Well done.
Thanks.
That's not true.
4,
Wait a minute.
3, 2. That's not true. 1. Pens down. Let's go to Dylan.
I just said Black Panther.
Ooh. Let's go to Albert.
Black Widow.
Oh, and Jake.
I said Thor because I had no idea.
Black Widow is correct.
Ah.
So Albert will get that one right. Nick, what's next?
Your next question comes in the category of American Spies. Who drives the getaway van after breaking Ethan out of prison at the beginning of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol?
You gotta love when you ask a question in American Spies to 2/3 of a panel that is not American. Or lives in America, I guess. I think Albert lives in like Kentucky or something.
Maybe.
Indiana, maybe. Something like that. I feel like he lives close to me and I should go say, are you wearing a Coca-Cola shirt? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert.
Jane Carter?
Let's go to Jake.
Jane.
Let's go to Dylan.
I said Luther.
You're all incorrect. The answer is Benji. Good old Benji. Your next question is in the category of sci-fi icons. Your question is, what is the name of the new designer drug plaguing Detroit in RoboCop 2? Do you remember that dog movie, Benji?
Yeah, I
You know
had
what
that
I'm
on
talking about?
video cassette.
Yes. I don't think I ever saw it.
I saw a weird amount of like live action dog movies where the dog could talk though his mouth didn't move.
Have you seen the trailer for Strays?
No.
Nick. 5.
What?
You're going to love it. 3,
Okay.
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Jake.
I really hope I'm remembering this right. Nuke.
Dylan.
Nuke.
And Albert.
I said Floodgate.
Nuke is correct. So Jake and Dylan are still tied at 4.
1 second.
Second, Albert's lead of 5.
Sorry, I just turned my Facebook go, so I'm just going to close that tab.
Gotcha.
All right. Nick, what's the next question?
Your next question comes in the category of the Wizarding World. Your penultimate question. Harry is pointing his wand at who when Voldemort appears inside the Ministry of Magic in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix?
You looking to Anna to answer the question? She shouldn't say it out loud. Yeah,
She doesn't know anyway.
watch all the movies. Anna, come on, man.
Oh, you didn't even hear the question? Would you like to use a repeat?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Dylan.
Put Bellatrix.
And Albert.
Bellatrix.
And Jake.
I missed it. I didn't get it.
Bellatrix is the correct answer. So Albert goes up to 6, Jake stays at 4, and Dylan goes up to 5 as we get into your final question, which is in the category of Jimmy B. What does Bond hide underneath the diamonds in the suitcase during the initial infiltration in North Korea in Die Another Day? This movie sucks.
Yeah.
I like the opening. Everything else
It's
sucks.
ironic because he did die another day. That day was just in 2020.
Ooh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert.
Explosives.
Let's go to Jake
Explosives.
and Dylan.
I said a gun.
Explosives is the correct answer. So Albert ends round number 1 with 7. Jake is tied with Dylan at 5. So, yeah.
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, how's round number 2 going to work?
Round number 2 is going to work like this. It is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 10 fandom categories on it. No spinners or opponent's choice, as it is a multi-person match. Each player will get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. You'll get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless you check down to multiple choice, in which case it'll only be worth 1. And be on the lookout as stealing via whiteboards is available in round number 2. Tim, what's on the cool new fandom colorful wheel today?
Okay. The categories are sci-fi icons, Law and Order, horror icons, YA, Marvel, Planet of the Apes, Jimmy B, the MCU, Star Trek, and Middle Earth. Albert, you are in the lead. Would you like to spin or defer to Jake?
Attaboy, Albert. We think we defer, right?
Yeah, let's defer.
Okay, Jake, I will bring in your manager, Mark. Would you like to spin or defer to Dylan?
What do you want to do?
I want to defer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan, I will bring in your manager, Mark. So this is for Dylan. I wanted you to defer so bad, so I could just do that. Lance on the MCU, Dylan.
It's not the worst, but I think like there's actually some pretty good categories in this wheel for me. So I think we could probably test our luck and spin again. There's like a lot of like place names that I'm really bad with in this, and like details like that. So
if you feel good, spin again. Let's do it. Let's spin again.
Yeah, we'll spin
Okay.
again.
This is what you're stuck with, Dylan. Lands on Star Trek.
Cool.
All right, Nick, will you please go ahead and give Dylan his questions in the category of Star Trek?
Yeah. Luckily, there's no place names.
Right. Yes. No hyper-specific stuff.
All right, Dylan, are you prepared for your questions in the category Star Trek?
Yep.
Your first question. Which Star Trek film features the USS Defiant, led by a previous Enterprise crew member?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are: is it A, The Wrath of Khan, B, The Undiscovered Country, C, First Contact, or D, Into Darkness?
Undiscovered Country?
That is incorrect. Albert and Jake, chance for the 1-point seal. Your options again are A, The Wrath of Khan, B, The Undiscovered Country, C, First Contact, or D, Into Darkness.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Albert.
C.
And Jake.
C.
That is correct.
All right, Dylan, your second question. At the start of Star Trek Beyond, it is revealed that Kirk has applied for a promotion to what position?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are: is it A, Admiral, B, Captain, C, Vice Admiral, D, Fleet Captain?
Admiral?
That is incorrect. Jake and Albert, chance for a 1-point seal. Your options again are A, Admiral, B, Captain, C, Vice Admiral, or D, Fleet Captain.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert.
C.
And Jake.
Again, C.
C again is correct.
All right, Dylan, your third question. Who plays Khan in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan?
Ricardo Montalban.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question. In Star Trek Nemesis, Shinzon explains to Picard that he had the same childhood disease as him, which affected which part of his body?
His lungs?
That is incorrect. Jake and Albert, chance for a 2-point steal.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Albert.
Ear.
And Jake.
It's his head.
Ear is the correct answer. So Albert will get that 2-point steal.
That's correct. All right, and Dylan, your final question in Star Trek. How many people does God hit with an energy blast from his eyes in Star Trek V, The Final Frontier?
I mean, at this point, I kind of just got to go for it. I'll say 3.
That is incorrect, Jake and
Yay.
Albert.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Albert.
2.
And Jake.
What does God need with a starship? 2.
2 is the correct answer. So at the end of Dylan's turn, he gets his total up to 7. Is that what you have, Nick?
That's what I have, Tim.
With the steals, Jake's at 9, Albert's at 13.
Yep.
All right, so we will bring back the wheel and Javi. Albert, would you like to spin or defer to Jake?
Let's defer again. Okay, defer.
We will bring in Mark. This will be the spin for Jake.
Sorry about that, Dylan.
It's all right.
Lands on Jimmy B.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 with this wheel, and this is one of the categories I would take on my first spin. So I would say yes.
I know you're decent at it, so let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, I'll be giving you your questions in James Bond. Are you ready?
Let's go.
In which Bond film will you find the characters Sharky, Dario, and Della?
License to Kill.
That is correct for 2 points. License to Kill. Sorry. Your next question. Who directed Spectre?
Sam Mendes.
That is correct.
Writings on the wall.
Your next question. In Quantum of Solace, when Bond first meets Camille, they are followed by someone on what kind of transportation?
A bike, a motorbike.
That is correct for 2 points. Thank you for adding the motor part. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have given it to you. Your next question. How does Karim Bey kill the Soviet assassin Krylenko in From Russia with Love?
Krylenko.
Sorry. Five.
I'll use your repeat, please.
Of course. Your repeat is, how does Karim Bey kill the Soviet assassin Krylenko in From Russia with Love?
I'll go multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, shoots him, B, drowns him, C, stabs him, or D, poisons him.
Poisons him.
That is incorrect. Everyone else, chance for the 1 point steal. Is it A, shoots him, B, drowns him, C, stabs him, or D, poisons him? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Albert
A?
and Dylan.
I said drowns him.
A, shoots him is correct. All right, Jake, your next question. Your final question. The 6th James Bond film featuring Roger Moore features a Bond girl who is named after what kind of animal that she keeps as a pet? Five, 4, 3, 2.
I'll go multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, dolphin, B, scorpion, C, octopus, or D, snake. Five.
Really hope I'm not overthinking this. Scorpion.
That is incorrect. Everyone else, chance for the 1 point steal. Is it A, dolphin, B, scorpion, C, octopus, or D, snake? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert
C.
and Dylan.
I said a snake.
Octopus is correct. Octopus.
I overthought that.
All right. So after Jake's spin, he gets his total up to 15. He is tied with Albert, and Dylan is at 7. Is that what you have?
What I have, Tim.
All right. Let's get the wheel up one last time for Albert's spin. Albert, it lands on Marvel.
What are you feeling here, bud?
Given the remainder of the categories, I think I'm going to keep Marvel.
All right, sounds great. You got this. Go to multiple if you need it.
Okay.
Jake is pissed. Okay,
Yes.
Nick, could you please read Jake's question in the category of Marvel?
Well, I'm going to read Albert his question.
That's what I meant.
Albert, are you prepared for your questions in the category of Marvel?
Yep.
Albert, I will be giving you your questions in the category of Marvel. Are you prepared?
Yep.
Your first question. Which Marvel film features a young rich boy who gets his dad to buy him a car, a super suit so he can pretend to befriend the main hero?
Kick-Ass.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Who voices the first Peter Parker killed by Kingpin at the beginning of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Chris Pine.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. In The King's Man, it is revealed that the leaders of Britain, Russia, and what other country are actually related?
I'm going to go multiple.
All right, multiple choice options are: is it A, Germany, B, Spain, C, the United States, or D, South Africa?
Germany.
That is correct for 1 point. All right, Albert, your penultimate question.
Mhm.
In 2015's Fantastic Four, which member of Johnny's family is killed by Victor after he returns from the negative zone?
His father.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question. The Wolverine ends with a post-credit scene where Logan runs into Magneto and Professor X in what kind of location?
An airport.
And that is correct for 2 more points and the sweep of Marvel.
All right, so the smile on Jake's face makes me think he would have swept that, but Albert did and gets his total up to 19. Or no, I'm sorry, 20. What am I having a stroke now? 24. Jake is at 15. Dylan's at 7. Is that what you have?
That's what I have, Tim.
Okay, how's round number 3 going to work, buddy?
Round number 3 is going to work like this. It is the betting round. We have 5 more questions in the realm of Fandom Fights. Once the players hear the category, they can bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points on the question. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they get the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until everyone is mathematically eliminated, or we have reached the end of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round 3?
Nah.
What's the first question, Tim?
All right, the first question comes in the category of DC. Let's get bets, starting with Albert.
1.
Jake.
1.
And Dylan.
2.
Mark's going to throw himself off the film. So, your question in the category of DC. Clark is beaten up by a thug named Rocky in what kind of location in Superman 2? This is the second film about Superman.
Correct. There are so many typos in many of the questions that were just asked, Tim.
I saw that.
I'm just fixing them all because.
Thank you. I usually do in the edit if I notice them, but
I appreciate that.
Makes it easier when they're 5, 4.
Wrote 9 matches in like 2 days.
Repeat the question.
That's going to be Dylan's first repeat. Your question again. Clark is beaten up by a thug named Rocky in what kind of location in Superman 2? Whereas Nick originally wrote Clark A.
Okay.
Clark E. I mean, it still worked phonetically. Like, it was fine.
Yeah, it's just that's like how you spell like the last name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Lewis and Clark.
What? Oh, okay. Random reference.
5,
Him, but okay.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert.
Diner.
Let's go to Jake.
Sort of bar.
Let's go to Dylan.
I said a subway station.
Diner is correct. And Nick, I believe your winner is Albert's Wiradharma. Diner is correct. Albert getting his total up to 20, Jake at 14, Dylan at 5. We are mathematically donezo, as they say. They being me just now. Nick, what'd you think of the math?
Yeah, Tim. Good stuff from Albert. That is hang on. Let me
good. So did Dylan.
finish.
Round one.
Let me finish. They had great round ones. They did good stuff. I'm just saying Albert has cemented himself as a threat in this tournament.
Yes.
Because Jake and Dylan, as I said prior to this, are very good players. They were very close to Albert in round one. They got some stuff in round two. Maybe they didn't want. And Albert capitalized on something he was iffy on, or he said he was iffy. He was like, I should probably, he wasn't confident on it. He swept it. And only having to go one question in round three against two other people is a scary thing. So Albert did well. Good stuff from the other two as well. I'm just saying, very, very impressive stuff from Albert. This is reminding me of the Albert of old, so I'm excited.
That's fair. Let's bring in the third place player and his manager, Mark Dylan. Welcome.
Dylan, I would like to make no presumptions. However, if I were to guess, I would say you are currently having a very killer year in a different division. And if I was to guess, I would say maybe that's where much of your energy is being devoted to. Maybe not so much in Fandom. You still did very well. Like I said, in round one, you were tied with and or beating Jake. I can't quite remember, but keeping it even with Jake, who's, like we said, almost played for a title already this year, shows that you do have some promise in this league. I think you just spun maybe the worst thing that you could have gotten.
Probably.
Well, it had names and places in it. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dylan, what are you thinking about your performance in the match?
Yeah, not great. I mean, round one actually went all right. I mean, to keep pace with Jake was cool. I had the lead over both of them at one point, so that was cool. Yeah, round two just was disastrous. But yeah, it is what it is. It was a fun time. Yeah, I mean, good for Jake not getting a loss on his record. It was only a matter of time I ended up with a losing record in Fandom, and now is that moment. So it is what it is.
listen, crazy shit almost happened. Okay, like you said, you had the lead at one point, and I felt like anything could happen at that point, and it turns out possibly the expected thing happened. I mean,
you were 7 questions away from a perfect round.
That's true.
Anyway, Dylan, great job. We love having you here. We will see you again. Congratulations on a good performance.
Take me out.
I'm aware. Yeah, of course I am. I'm aware that he had 5 questions. I'm saying that he hit 3 in a row and then missed one. So he didn't. All right, so we'll bring in Jake and his manager, Mark.
Very inefficient.
There you
go. Jake, good news, bad news. Good news. Kind of like this didn't happen. You don't get a loss on your record. You clinched the second place victory of sorts. So you're just going to go forward, maybe adding a little bit to your accuracy, adding a couple points on your overall record there. But at the end of the day, you could come out post-tournament, shake this off like it didn't happen, and continue the streak you were on prior to this tournament. But it looks like you went up against a bit of a bulldozer in the form of Albert today. So like we said, wheel, maybe one extra spin makes the difference, but that's hindsight's 2020. So how are you feeling about your performance in today's match?
Yeah, it's I played all right. Like I feel okay. I mean, I said I wanted to go for second place. I felt like that was a realistic outcome I could ask for, especially playing someone as great in Fandom like Albert is. And the great thing is that I can, this match, this loss, quote unquote, doesn't negatively impact me for the rest of the year. Like, I didn't lose, I didn't win, but like in the middle, that's nice. But yeah, like hindsight's a beautiful thing. And I had the strategy beforehand, like the half the wheel I hated, the other half I loved. If I landed on something that I liked, I would not tempt fate and I would just take the category. But it turns out I would have got Marvel in that second spin, but that is how the game is played, people. So you just have to, sometimes take risks, and sometimes it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't. But no, I feel all right about this, and I'm it's cool to see Albert go forward. I think he might make it far, but I'm just gonna be here chilling. Nothing bad happened to me, I guess, with this match.
Mark, thoughts on Jake's performance and your victory over Dylan's manager?
Okay, yeah.
That's how to look at it. Yeah,
I definitely would have made Jake keep James Bond if he even seemed somewhat hesitant. So that was always going to happen, is what it is. And as a player just sitting here with Jake, I am wondering how I'm a higher seed than Albert. I don't think that makes any sense, given the way he played today. I mean, he had that weird misstep, in the first question. Then, he just kind of played like we kind of knew he would.
Because at that point, I really wished I made it a #1 contenders match, because I still have it. I can do it whenever I want, right? And I would have just used it after the first question, and then Dylan and I would have.
Very fair. We will be seeing that probably before the end of the year.
I can confirm it will be before the end of the year.
I can confirm that as well. It's going to be exciting stuff. But Jake, congratulations on your performance today. As we bring in our winner today, Albert. Albert, I don't mean to diminish your other two opponents. As I said, I think they're both great players. I think they both did well today. You scored more than both of them combined.
Oh, shit.
Crazy stuff. This has never happened in a tournament match before. You got 6 steals today. Normally, that's impossible.
I'm like, wait.
Fair.
However, I think that might be the difference maker in this tournament for a lot of people, is that there's a lot more opportunity to rack up your score in round 2, and you certainly did that. 25 is a very, very high score for a 2-person match, or for a 3-round match. With that being said, you still killed it in round 1. You put it away in round 3. You are reminding me of the Albert that nearly beat Joe Fairley for the title. I'm excited to see what that Albert can do in this tournament, especially since you weren't in the tournament last year. So, thoughts on the match today and going forward?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna lie. I was nervous going into this because of my last performance that I played prior to the tournament. Javi remembers. And yeah, when I missed, this is gonna sound corny, but like when I missed that first question, something just clicks in my head. I'm like, all right, let's just lock it down. Let's do it. And then like something just happened, and I was just in the zone right away after that, after the miss. But yeah, no, like you said, the steal was helpful. Favorable categories there for me. And yeah, I think that was the difference maker.
Absolutely. Javi, thoughts on Albert's performance?
I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of this. I never manage, but watching this live was like the coolest thing ever. I'm super happy with how Albert played. Thank you for reminding me of my last match, Albert. I appreciate it.
You're
but
welcome.
Yeah, no, I think he played great, and I'm super thrilled that we're moving on.
Absolutely. Speaking of moving on, Albert, I'm not going to ask you your opinion on who you might be playing, because as I've told everyone else, there's a whole lot of people you could possibly be playing. But I will just tell you that your next match will consist, one spot will be taken up by either Amaru, Jack, or Maria Hammond, and the other spot will be taken up by either Zadius, Ryan Payne, or Robert Kastner. So, like I said, marinate on that. We look forward to seeing you in round 2. Congratulations on your win today. Tim, put a bow on it.
Great match. Albert was on fire. Jake and Dylan playing really well. I give them a lot of shit, but I mean, they're buddies and they did great. And Mark, having a twin brother that showed up to manage, absolutely fantastic. No, this was a lot of fun. I mean, this was a lot of fun. Glad to be a part of it. Thank you to the players. Thank you to the managers. Thank you to Nick for writing it. I've been Tim. We'll see you next time with more of the Fandom Fight Summer Series Tournament. Until then, bye.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.